नमस्कार। विज्ञान परिचर्चा में आपका स्वागत है। एक नए विषय के साथ आज पुनः उपस्थित हूँ। आइए चर्चा करें। How are you? I hope you are fit and fine and doing something positive in your home. That's a long back. We did not have any interaction. So let's start something today onwards. I am going to share this recorded PPT with you on our MM304 corrosion engineering class. Till we are aware about the corrosion engineering and science, we have studied fundamentals of corrosion, the type of corrosion, what is the basic cause of the corrosions, and then during last 3-4 in-person classes, I have talked on general aspect of corrosion, like how it affect the human safety and how it is can create an issue for economics, so economical aspect of corrosion and some other topic. Now let's say if any material has gone through a corrosion, how we are going to analyze it, how we are going to understand how much, what type of corrosion is happened. So how we are going to do a corrosion measurement. So basically now onwards I am going to talk on corrosion measurement, and you can say this is our next unit also. So now the first question is, what is corrosion measurement? We can say basically to acquiring the information how corrosion basically progress in a particular material when the material is exposed to an environment, whether it's slow or it's fast. So how it is going to be happen, the understanding of this, or to getting an information on the what kind of corrosion and how much it is, we can consider this come under the corrosion measurement. Or we can also say how much an environment is going to affect a material. So basically the corrosivity of the environment surrounding of the material, the understanding of this is also comes under the corrosion measurement. Sometimes we also use two other words like corrosion monitoring, corrosion in corrosion monitoring and inspection. So what is the corrosion monitoring? See, monitoring means if we are doing some series of measurement, like with a fixed time period, if we are, let's say, repeating for a year, or we are repeating for it every year for 5 year, for 10 year, and then we are getting sequential data and we are analyzing that data, then we can say we are doing a corrosion monitoring. But same time, in each measurement or at a time what we are doing, that is the inspection. So you can say a survey of material conduction at given time can be considered as a corrosion inspection. So overall we are calling it a corrosion measurement. So now we are going to discuss about how we do the corrosion measurement, what kind of techniques we adopt, what kind of methodology we adopt for doing a corrosion measurement. So let's say in generic, if we have a piece of metal, as you can see here on the PPT, if we have a piece of metal and if it get corroded due to the effect of some surrounding environment, how it will look like? Of course it is going to be degraded and it may look like something like this, as you can see here in the picture. So the question is, how would we know that how much corrosion had occurred? like it's a relative term, how much it has been degraded or corroded. Simply we can do one thing, we can do some kind of measurement to understand it before corrosion and after corrosion. So this is the basic concept. We can do a set of measurement of a fresh material, and then when it is exposed to a environment, and after some time we can get the measurement. So that will be the after measurement. But of what? Means what we are going to measure. So of course what we are going to measure, that we are going to study here in this topic. Okay. So first you can say we can measure the change in the size. Change in the size means once it is corroded, whether the length has been changed, width has been changed, thickness has been changed, how much it has changed. So before and after, how much change in the size happened, that can give an idea about the corrosion, right? Similarly, change in the volume, how much overall volume is changed. If you're not able to measure the length, width, thickness, maybe some random shape, so in that case we can measure the value. And the simple idea is we can just get the liquid displacement method, we can measure the value. But in the both the cases, maybe we cannot get much more accurate or sensitive information. So these are okay, but for more precise result, we need to measure the change in the mass, how much change in the weight. So what we can do, we can measure the weight before, and then we can measure the weight after corrosion, right? And this method is relatively better as compared to the first two, and weight loss is also related to the surface, and you know the corrosion is a surface phenomena. So now we will talk about what kind of different, so these are the generic basically what we adopt, like change in the weight. But there are some other much more precise, or you can say adaptable methods are also there. I can list here. So first you can say, of course, the weight loss, and if you know the weight loss, then we can calculate the corrosion rate. So this is our first method. This is also more universal and easiest way to measure the corrosion, right? Second one is surface analysis technique. Basically, you know the corrosion is surface phenomena. The everything is happening at the surface. So how much depth, what is the morphology of the corrosion product, what kind of changes at the surface is happening, whether it is forming any kind of cracks or spits or something else. So that we can easily identify by surface analysis technique. We will discuss later what these are, those techniques are there, are commonly used. Other one is, you are already aware, like corrosion is an electrochemical phenomena. It form an electrochemical setup and it's anodic reaction. So electrochemical technique is also the one of the best method to measure the corrosion. And one is the well-known technique is electrochemical polarization technique. We'll discuss in detail later on. Similarly, you know the each material has their own electrical conductivity, and if something is happened, if there is any change in the material properties or material surface, of course the electrical property is going to be changed, so the electrical resistance will be different. So based on the change in electrical resistance, we can also get an idea about the corrosion. So corrosion measurement can also be done by electrical resistance technique. There are also other method where we are not going to destroy our sample. The sample is not going to be directly come into the picture of the measurement. Means we are not going to do any cleaning, not we are going to do any contact, not we are going to make any kind of surface changes. By some other mean, we can also analyze the corrosion. We can do some set of corrosion data. We can do some corrosion measurement or analysis. That is non-destructive technique or technology based on some laser base or some other techniques. We will discuss sequentially. And these were mostly the what I have talked earlier is laboratory based, though they can be also utilized in practice. Based on the principle of these 4 5 technique, there are a lot of commercial monitoring device has been developed, and in our discussion later on I would discuss few of them. Okay, so at least there are many other technique also, but these 5 6 we can say are commonly used for corrosion measurement. So now we'll go one by one for. So corrosion rate is also depend upon few parameters, like it's not very uniform because it depend upon the environmental conditions. What is your environment? So let's say you have a same metal, iron. If you exposed in a soil which is having some sand, the corrosion rate will be different. Similarly, if you expose the same material in an environment, let's say the soil which is having some water body, then the corrosion rate will be different. So though the material is same, the material is metal, but once it is exposed in one type of environment, the rate is different when it's exposed to the different kind of environment. Similarly, the type and the condition of metal, what type of metal it is, of course, it's depend upon the type of metal, and what is the condition of metal, like it's properly clean or maybe not clean, if any joints are there or the structures are there. So these conditions also affect the corrosion rate. And if you talk about the unit, so corrosion rate having two different unit. One is mile per year, means the corrosion which is happening in a year, the distance, if calculated in terms of mile, then we call it mile per year. Or another is millimeter per year. These two are different units, and they can be converted by using this formula. 1 mil per year is equals to 0.0254 millimeter per year. So how we do that corrosion rate? Let's talk about a little bit more detail. So corrosion coupon basically preparation and cleaning. How we prepare a material and then how we do a cleaning for corrosion testing. So let's say you have a iron sheet or steel sheet. Just cut the sample in a specific size, let's say 1 centimeter by 2 centimeter and a point 5 centimeter thickness. So this is, let's say, one specific size. Then we do the surface smoothness, so at least do some kind of polishing, surface polishing, and then cleaning of the coupon. Clean with the using some uh, maybe the soap solution, water, or maybe the ethanol, as depending upon the material. Then reproducibility of the weight loss data are highly sensitive on these 2 points, because if you don't have any specific surface, if you didn't clean it, maybe you have some error during the measurement. So So these 2 points should be done very carefully. You can see here one image, a coupon after being exposed to the corrosive environment. So with this kind of coupon we can prepare, and a fixed dimension of the coupon can be fixed in the environment or can be deep in the environment. Another important point is coupon position and orientation. Let's say you have some environment. So let's say you are having a pipe where there is some flow of gases. So at what position you have placed your coupon or the sample or the specimen, that is also important. That also affect the corrosion rate. Similarly, on what orientation, whether it's perpendicular to that flow of gas or with some angle, that is also going to give the difference in the corrosion rate. So orientation parallel to the process flow is preferred so that your sample can be uniformly exposed. Similarly, there are systems where your coupon holder can automatically adjust the flow alignment. That is the case, that will be always better. And positioning is another critical factor, means whether your sample is placed at the center, at the end. So that is also very important. Let's say even if you are placing your sample in a soil, so how deep it is, it's 1 feet, 2 feet, 10 feet. So that kind of parameters is also going to affect the corrosion rate. So that was, I think, the basic about our weight loss measurement. Now I will discuss one example that may make the things more clear to you. So I have taken this research article which has published in International Journal of Environmental Bioremediation and Biodegradation in 2014, volume number 2, the page number 243, entitled as Comparison of Percentage Weight Loss and the Corrosion Rate Trend in Different Metal Coupons from Two Soil Environment. So basically the soil environment which is having two differences, two soil environment and different metal coupons, how much weight loss percentage is there and corrosion rate, that they have investigated in this paper. Let's talk about more detail. So they have three samples. Sample number 1 is mild steel MS. Sample number 2 is carbon steel. They have denoted as CS. And the third one is stainless steel. They have written as SS. And they form the strip of all these coupons. Then they have two different environment. One is water loss soil. They have represented as WL, and a sandy soil SD. Time period, basically they have taken 190 days time period. So they have dipped down their sample in the soil and then they waited for 119 days to see the effect of soil environment over these metal coupons. Then they have measured the average percentage weight loss and the corrosion rate. So let's say what material and methods, coupon specimen and preparation, how they prepare the coupons. So they have taken three coupon type which were in the form of bar or strip. The dimension they have already given there, the MS coupon measure dimension with the density, that is 7.85 gram per centimeter cube. Similarly, CS coupon, the size and its density, that is 7.85 gram per centimeter, and SS coupon, its size and its density. They have taken this kind of coupon specimen and they prepare site selection. So site, you already aware, there is a two site, one is the water loss soil and another is the sandy soil. During the study, the metal coupon were buried in the soil to a depth of 30 centimeters. So this is basically the position of the sample for a maximum of 190 days. Then how they measure the weight loss and the corrosion rate determination. So the metal coupon were buried in the soil environment for a maximum of 190 days. But they have also prepared some identical sample and they kept the sample for some lesser time period to understand the overall corrosion differences when they are exposed to the environment for different time interval. So they have also used a duplicate set of samples which were kept in the soil for 40 days and 100 days so that they can investigate the effect of time on the rate of the corrosion. So once they have taken out the sample from the soil, then the coupon were taken to the laboratory, they clean it and then analyze the weight loss. You can see here the camera picture. The first of three is the unexposed sample, basically the fresh sample, mild steel, carbon steel and the stainless steel, right? In the second one, if you see these, one, two and this three, these are basically when the samples was dipped into a soil which is having the water, and the below G, H and I, these images are basically the sample which were dipped into the sandy soil. So even you can see the appearance is little bit different. Even the color of the sample is also different if you just compare the sample D, E and F with G, H and I. So why? Because there is a change in the environment. There might be some change in the corrosion product also. That's why the color of these samples are slightly different. So how they have did the weight loss? So earlier already they have taken the weight of the fresh sample, and then after the sample which was dipped into the soil was clean. So first off they have just cleaned the soil, then they have cleaned the all corrosion product, means that rust what is in the sample, by using some 15% of HCl, and then they just rinse by DI water just to remove all this HCl and all other component. Then they dried the sample at 70 degrees for 15 minutes. Once it dry, they kept into the desiccator so that the sample should not be exposed in the weather and environment, basically the air, and it should not form any kind of other product, right? So the corrosion rate was calculated assuming uniform corrosion over the entire surface of the coupon. They said this it's uniform corrosion, and of course the corrosion rate they calculated in mile per year, as formula you have already seen before. So what was the results? So they have given very beautiful results in form of this table. If you see the table, the coupon type, the mild steel, the carbon steel, the stainless steel is given at the left hand side, and it's very clear cut comparison how the time is going to affect the weight loss. They compare for 40 days, 100 days, 190 days. See, in case of mild steel, initially the weight was 29.780 gram, which is after 40 days 28.927 gram. Weight loss was almost 0.853 gram. This material, which was basically put for 100 days, was having this much initial weight, this much final weight, and weight loss almost 2.015. Similarly, for 190 days, the weight loss almost 3.233 gram. Similarly, you can see in case of carbon steel, as there is an increase in the time period, there is an increase in the weight loss. Similarly, in third stainless steel also you can see for two different samples there is a change and clear cut increase in the weight loss as increase in the time. So the first case was for in the case of water loss. Okay. The second one is when the sample was in the sandy soil. So again the data is almost similar. See the mild steel, carbon steel, stainless steel, 40 days, 100 days, 190 days exposure. The weight loss 0.481, 0.487, 1.853 in case of mild steel. So there is again increase in the weight loss, though there is a change in the sandy soil. Maybe there is a change in the relative weight loss. Okay. So by this means they have calculated the weight loss for the sample. Now they have calculated the average percentage weight loss for Cooper after 40 days, 100 days and 90 days. Because it's a relative term, so therefore they have basically calculated the percentage weight loss. So that is more meaningful to understand the corrosion rate, right? So you have three samples. Mild steel coupon, see the first row, carbon steel coupon, stainless steel coupon. They have compared with respect to days, weight loss in the soil which is having water, weight loss in soil which is just sandy. So first 40 days is 2.3%. In case of sandy soil only 1.6%. In 10 days 5.5%. Water wale in case of water 8.5. So if you see even mild steel coupon, in case of water lost soil, the corrosion is slightly higher. If you see the weight loss even is higher 8.5%, and sandy soil it's 4.8%. Similarly here also this is slightly higher. So but it's not similar. If you see here in the second case carbon steel coupon, even the weight loss is less in case of water based system as compared to the sandy soil. So this comparison is here, and by using this data the average corrosion rate in mile per year is also calculated for sample which was exposed for 40 days, 100 days and 190 days. Again the similar data days, mild steel case, carbon steel case and stainless steel case 40 days, 100 days, 90 days. In case of weight loss soil and sandy soil. So the data is given 3.9 miles per year, 6.2 miles per year. I think we just need to check the this unit. It's uh, I'm not sure, but you can just read the this is reference and just get an idea about this unit also. So I think this example have given a clear cut idea how we do the weight loss analysis and how we can calculate the corrosion rate. The sample could be anything or maybe the environment also will be different, but the process may be the similar while we are going to calculate the corrosion rate. So now we are going to move in the next part, and that is our surface analysis or the surface characterization for corrosion measurement. And why we are having a focus about the surface analysis, because we are aware that corrosion on a system is mostly surface phenomena. It's a surface related, so mostly all the changes are happening at the surface. And if we are to understand the corrosion reason, the cause, the mechanism, then the surface analysis is very very important. And what we are going to get here, we are basically going to get the visualization of corrosion, and microscopic observation, and we can get approximate information or almost quite good information about the depth of the attack. Let's say earlier you have just measured the weight loss, but we were not exactly sure on how much depth. Let's say your sample was exposed for 100 days. So whether it is 1 millimeter or 2 millimeter depth was exposed, because sometimes the rust is just on the top of 1 mm, but also your sample has exposed little bit deeper. So how that accurate or more critical information we can get, for that we have to do the surface analysis. But this is more scientific. In a realistic picture or in real corrosion monitoring, generally these are not very adaptable, but for scientific understanding, for mechanism analysis, the find out the cause of corrosion, this kind of analysis is very important, and I would say strongly suggested. Another is the number of pits. Let's say it's not uniform corrosion. We don't know in case of weight loss, maybe there are only pits, but we are observing the weight loss that's not visible. So by surface analysis, we can also see what is the nature of pit, what is the size of pit, what is the number of pit, what is the shape of basically pits. So this kind of information we can get by doing the surface analysis. Next one be the proportion of attacked area, right? Whether the entire surface is having attack of that environment or only few areas are get affected. So how we can understand this? So that is also we can do by doing the surface analysis. So there are various techniques to do the surface analysis. Here I would just focus only few, that is particularly you can say imaging and slightly else. So first of all is, which is most commonly used by eye or metallurgist, is our optical microscope. Optical microscope, you are already aware about its uses. The next one is scanning electron microscopy. We will discuss a little bit about this and how it works and how it can be used for surface analysis. Next one is atomic force microscopy. Another is scanning tunneling microscopy. Here one is left with scanning electron microscopy. I would say just we should say electron microscopy, which also consists transmission electron microscopy. We call it TEM. Okay, so then we can say there are these 4 5 techniques by using which we can do the surface analysis of the material. Though these are very good, but still it is known like they are giving information itself is not sufficient, because it may lead to inaccurate and subjective conclusions. So these are those techniques which can give one set of data and very good analysis. However, the support of other technique is also required. Therefore, usually must be completed with other analysis. Okay, so today here I would stop my discussion. I hope I have given a brief idea about what do we mean by the corrosion measurement, what are the basic techniques which can be applied for corrosion measurement, and out of which what do we understand about the weight loss analysis, how we can calculate the weight loss in case of any sample is exposed in a environment, how we can calculate the corrosion rate if we have the idea about. इस चर्चा में विभिन्न संदर्भ ग्रंथों से बहुत सारे चित्र और बिंदुओं को लिया गया है, जिनके लिए मैं आभार प्रकट करता हूँ तथा आपके अमूल्य समय और इस चर्चा को सुनने के लिए बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। पुनः नमस्कार। धन्यवाद।